Hello and welcome to the channel your parents, the PTA and the asleep don't want you to hear. The Helios blog. Today, Jon Zherka explains his health. This should be a banger. Let's get into it.
The reason she's alone is because she's difficult.
Women are not accepting the bare minimum.
Women fuck men they respect.
All the women who say things like, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, like, y'all impress me.
Women just gaslight each other and say what they want to hear.
Want to get on the gear. Well, like, how old were you at that point?
I'm 22, right before my 22nd birthday. And I would watch a lot of YouTuber fitness before fitness was a thing.
He says as he smokes a cigarette.
Like before the Jeff Sides.
Also, look at the table. Highly suspect. Look carefully at that black table.
All the fuck, they're awesome. Like cringe, but physically awesome. And yeah, my agent said it. And an agent, he picked me up at the club. He's like, yo, you should do movies and TV. I'm like, just give me money, bro. So I buy drinks and alcohol. And he's like, we'll get you this, we'll get you that, but you get a little ripped for this role in fitness model. And I was like, okay. And then did my research, and I wasn't a dumb kid. Like 99% of the internet thinks they think everyone's natural. If you make money, you're not natural. In the fitness industry, if you make money, you're not natural. Okay? Or else you're not making real money. So I injected 4,000 milligrams on my first cycle. You're supposed to do 200 milligrams. I said,
milligrams of what?
A cocktail of things. So you're supposed to do like a 200 milligram cycle of something bioidentical, like testosterone that your body knows. But I picked 2,500 milligrams of trenbolone. It's like 2,000 milligrams, I think, of equipoise. 100 milligrams a day of anadrol. 40 milligrams a day of halotestin for the aggression, which killed my liver and made me puke fucking every black blood.
Oh my lord. That's yeah, that's not good. You shouldn't be taking that. Oh my lord.
100 milligrams of, I was taking Winspro. 50 milligrams Anavar.
What the? This guy's like blasting his body. He's not just like let's see what my body can handle. Like he looks, and look at his eyes. Like he looks destroyed, guys. Like this is, oh man, you don't want to be putting that much. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the professional bodybuilders that they die at like 35 because they're just blasting their body with so many toxic compounds. Guys, we're not out here taking anabolics. You can get strong and look very, very good without doing that. You just have to work out constantly and control your diet. You don't need to take steroids, guys.
1,000 milligrams and 400 can kill you. 1,000 milligrams of rat poison and dynamite is the ingredients for a fat burner. I'm not going to say the name, but this one overdosed me, cooked me into.
Is it the one that's illegal that like women would take to lose weight?
No. This
them?
one is, back then this was way hard to find. Women would take clenbuterol, and I'll take that too.
Yeah, I thought women would.
What the? Yeah, don't do that either. So what? You're just like taking a cocktail of hormones and chemicals that like absolutely. Do you not understand that your liver can't handle that much? You're gonna give yourself cirrhosis. Oh my lord.
Like one woman got cooked by it and died. It was.
Oh, okay, that's the one.
Yeah,
right. I'm not gonna say the name, but
yeah, it raises your body temperature so high that you cook yourself, basically.
This is my first cycle. Is 4,000, almost 5,000 milligrams, which is like. I talked to Derek from More Place, More Dates. He was a bouncer in my city before he was like a big star. And then he's like, dude, you have one of the most evil death cycles I've ever heard of, because the dosing is fucking terrifying, and how much you take.
Man, his muscles look like deflated.
but really it's the compounds. I only chose poisons. And you know what's crazy? All the stuff that I took a day, a weekly, that's my weekly dose. All the stuff I took for my first cycle with zero testosterone. Like no base. So imagine you feel like shit and angry and want to kill people.
That's what I wondered, because like most people that I've known, they just take a lot of testosterone first.
Yeah, but I wanted to be aggressive, so I was like, I don't want any fluctuations with who the fuck? These fucking girls don't know how to fucking press a button. What was I saying? Right. So Derek Moore plays more dates. Like, dude, you're running toxic. Yeah. Years later, I told him when I met him, and I was like, all my hair fell out, and it was like the
what is this, chemotherapy? Disaster. Yeah, don't do that, guys. Don't do that.
craziest cycle.
Was it worth it, or?
Well, it kept me safe, right? Because like MMA fighters were getting slept because their compounds were performance enhancement, but they weren't focused on the androgenic stuff that makes you masculine and aggressive. Mine was more of a psychological blend of like, and you know, this puts you in fight or flight, and it has like adrenergic signaling. So it's like, you're always like amped and shit. So I was like, yeah, it kept me.
I see. So he said that he was on the white powder, you know, the flower, as it were. But actually, what he's on is basically toxins that make you like an animal, effectively. Interesting.
Safe, but definitely not worth it. It fucked up my fucking organs for life.
Yeah.
So do you think you would have been as aggressive? Do you think this changed the course of your life? Because it seems like it changed your personality too. Because you said you used to be a little bit more timid, more reserved, as opposed to when you said you got on this and you were just amped and aggressive.
Yeah, because especially when I mixed with recreational drugs, because then I'm a high.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord.
High dude who's aggressive. When you're a high dude all the time who's aggressive, and this zoning out and stuff, everyone starts to look like a NPC. Like it's like a video game.
Yeah, so he's basically on the. So he was on the white powder. Yeah, that's exactly right.
And then I had like the most violent reputation. Like I'd upload violent Snapchats, and it was perfect outlet for me because you can't go to jail if you're working security because they don't assume you're on shit or drunk, or they just assume that the other guy's at fault, right?
Now, guys. Oh, John, why would you go in an interview and say this, considering the internet's forever? Are you missing two brain cells? Like, he's got two brain cells to rub together. Like, obviously you shouldn't be... Man, why are you posting this online? You're admitting that you... So... You took stuff to be more aggressive, and then you uploaded violent snaps, which is like, it's basically admitting I was assaulting people, and I got away with it because of the job I chose. Like, do you see what I'm saying? It's stupid. Why are you posting this video online for people to see? Okay, anyway. Well, now he seems like he's on something.
Yeah.
And
look at his eyes. He seems a bit out of it, actually.
what made
Is that
you
loud?
We're gonna hear it, yeah. What made you stop taking that stuff?
Well, I overdosed on that fucking rat poison. I cooked myself into because my body temperature was always through the roof because I went from 180 pounds to 270 fat and flushed the water and got into I understood aromatase inhibitors better. And I understood that, hey, if I'm peeing all the time, I'm flushing, and I got an estrogen problem, and estrogen's a key component to sex drive also. So you need that for your dick to work and building muscle. And it's neurotoxic if you take estrogen blockers or aromatase inhibitors. So you can't learn. Like learning becomes hard. But I dried it up. I took letrozole, which kills 98% of estrogen in the body, and I abused it after taking Rindex that already fucking nuked me. So my estrogen was gone. Couldn't feel happy. Couldn't learn. Brain fog. So angry like a pit bull. My girlfriend, who's like fucking 9 months with me or whatever, she watches, there's photos of me, Justin Bieber boyfriend face, like very soft face when I came back from Tokyo. She just sees a soft face, right? Just kisses a soft face. And then, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. I didn't get zits and side effects. Full beard, jawline, everything changed, thoracic. And she's like, dude, you're not the same guy. What the fuck?
Yeah. Guys, this is not normal. This is, wow. Disaster. Like, I don't even know what to say. The words speak for themselves. This is a total disaster. Let this be a lesson to you all. Don't destroy yourselves by doing what he's done. You can be very attractive and successful without absolutely ripping apart your insides. Obviously.
Because we kept breaking up and shit. So she wouldn't see me for a few weeks. And then, and then I overdosed. But I didn't go to the hospital. I just dealt with it. And have you ever had a leg cramp where you go, oh?
Yeah.
How long does that last?
Maybe like less than a minute.
Yeah. This is the first time I believed in God, because I was like, hell is real. My second overdose from drying and dehydration, because I have the problem, was that leg cramp for 48 hours nonstop, but not on the calf, on every single muscle in the body, dehydrated and contracted so small that all the muscle was so contracted, I looked skinny. At 265 pounds, 200, whatever, muscular, lean, but I would look skinny in the mirror because it was contracting. So this pec would be like tight, and I'd be like, ah! And it would let go, but there would be no relief because this one would start. The smaller muscle groups were always spazzing.
I see. It's lack of salt. Yeah. I understand. So he's, lack of... Severe dehydration leads to your body not being able to control the receptors in the muscles, which are controlled by calcium salt. Calcium ions. Yeah. Oh, jeez. I feel very sorry for him. But, again, when you bring this thing upon yourself, you know what you're doing to your body. I wonder how he got out of it.
But it wasn't as bad as the bigger ones. And my girlfriend's freaking out. And after 9 fucking Gatorades, I finished trying to rehydrate. And then she's like, I'm calling the ambulance. And I fucking grab some tray, or I don't know what it was, to fucking throw it at the phone that she's going to grab. And she fucking grabs the phone and stuff. And, cause I didn't want the ambulance. I was like, it's going to pass. And then the ambulance comes and they're like, what the fuck did you take? And
Jesus. Oh my Lord.
I'm like, I'm fine. Oh, I'm fine. Oh, I'm fine. Because in my head, I'm like, the government's going to take me away. I was a fucking stupid paranoid. Made me really paranoid. And then, we've never seen something like this. And I wouldn't tell them what I took. They were freaking out. And my girlfriend was way too afraid to go through bottles of what I took and stuff and tell them, because she knows she'll get dumped and be depressed and stuff. And so I was like pretty much coma. It's like fucking in coma, but I was awake in my bed. And then that was the second.
So he didn't tell the ambulance what he took, and he told them to go away, and he didn't die. Okay. Now I wonder if he has some self-inflicting tendencies, if he has some self-damaging tendencies, as it were.
Overdose or whatever. And then a week later, when I recovered, took my shirt off, and I was Dwayne Johnson's body double for the movie Skyscraper. I got the part. not stunt double, body double. And that was the first time all my buddies were like, dude, in less than 12 weeks, you completely changed your physique, like permanently. And I went so hard, my nipples ripped in scars. Look at that. That's permanent. My whole body's like, looks like it's been fucking bladed up, right? My doctor's like, because the skin couldn't keep up. You're supposed to gain like a pound a week maximum. To go from 180 pounds to 270 fat, like powerlifter mode is like ridiculous. Or 195, I think. And
he was Dwayne Johnson's body double, this guy?
Yeah, and then, you know, I got fucked up I picked up a shift at Aura nightclub. Even though I was fired, they'd bring me for some violent Kelowna boys that would come, gangsters. And that was the first time that I rocked someone, and I was like, oh yeah, I got his ass. And then his buddies ran into me, and in a hot club, I started overheating and dehydrating and suffocating because 270 pounds can't breathe.
Right. Exactly.
Fucked me up, and I was praying they stopped fucking stomping me out. It's not that stomping that's hurting. I was like, I can't fucking breathe because of the cardio issue and the always sweating and temperature through the roof. This is after the overdoses and stuff. And there was like no shame or anything. The greatest trauma of my life. I'm like, when that fight got pulled apart and stuff, cops ran in, it was a gang squad, all that shit. I didn't work there, so it wasn't a big deal. I just took my cash and left. And I was traumatized. They booked me again 2 weeks later. The same guys, gangsters, they're not banned. Because nobody knows who really, well, they was blurry and blah, blah. So they're coming back, and the owners are so dirty at every nightclub. You give 20,000, 30,000 for a table and a party, event, they can come back in. They got good money.
Right, I see. So you're in big danger. You're in big danger because you got into this fight. They know who you are. They're gonna. I understand. Also, his face is looking a bit puffy. He's not looking. Yeah, he looks a mess. He might die, guys. He might. Yeah, he might. Sorry, I'll stop saying that. I'm sure. I can't say it. Also, I'm surprised that he hasn't broken any knuckles. Saying that he hit somebody so hard, you would think that he might break his knuckles.
And so the doorman have to just look, the alpha doorman just look at the floor. They're like, those guys fucked us up and they have to come back. I quit bodybuilding for life. Literally that second. Even before I found out that they're coming back to the club and I have that shift. And when they come back to the club, these guys were leaving reviews like, we fucked you up. They're dropping photos of fucking us up. Like, they're like immature 35-year-old not even gangsters. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Just fucking bro. Well, not. They're like gangsters who are like come from upper class families. I don't even know how they got aggressive. Like, they're like rich white boys and shit, tatted and shit, and they all do MMA and they fight. They you know how in a street fight you only have 8 punches. As soon as the lactic acid builds and you can't, no knockout power. It's done. You have 8 punches, use them wisely. For most, it's like 6. So if you swing, miss, that's it. You can land everything else. You're not doing damage. That's how much you get gassed, because it's not a fucking boxing match. It's a street fight where you think someone's going to jump you, knife you, way more anxiety. You're burning. Your central nervous system is fucking just fried.
Yes, I understand. It's not like, yeah, that's right. It's not like a boxing match. It's not a controlled environment. It's an uncontrolled environment.
Never touch weights again. Started running 4 hours a day. Every drug I took, I stopped taking. All of them.
So cardio is what he's talking about.
Immediately started, it took a long time. It took weeks, right? It was like 2.5 weeks till the next one. And I'm like, bro, why am I still maintaining size? Like, for some reason, I just maintained size after all that, even without the compounds, but not the look and whatever. You know, it's a different look. And I dropped like 10 pounds, but I was like, that's not enough. I started running my brains out. I took every drug out except that will keep me going. And I switched it for like much softer stuff, but pretty much became a runner. Didn't fight, didn't do anything. Ran my fucking brains out. Literally ate like a bird lost 40 pounds. I was like skinny and fucking dying, literally dying. Then I had a week to carb up and stuff and, heal myself and shit. I come to the club and
This guy is literally... Okay. Guys. He's just as self-destructive as you can possibly imagine. You can't put the body through this. If he was in his 30s doing this, he would be not with us. Let's put it that way.
I was like, whoa, bro, like you are off gear, right? Skinny as fuck. I posted a photo of and the timeline is crazy. And everyone's like, bro, you should lift, bro. You should lift. You should bro, do you even lift anymore? Nothing. None of that hurt me. I used to be like so insecure if they said, oh, you lost size. Nothing. The girls are like, John, what happened to you? None of it hurt my feelings. This time, when I was suffocating that size, I knew, I'm like, dude, these elephants, I was an elephant, I can't fight, bro. This second time, it starts around 3 a.m., right? The fight begins. This time they have different guys fighting us. They're buddies that hate us because I guess we're the problem tournament. And I light up the same fucking dude and his best friend, but one at a time. Light on my toes, breathing through my nose, and inside where it's like you can suffocate in the heat. There's people and stuff. I floated to KOs, right? And they're not real KOs. Like they're not asleep, but they're definitely looking for a reason not to get up. That hit me like a truck. And so I maintained all of the aggression and strength with 35, 40 pounds less. And that was the first time in my life I said, I'm never touching. I'm never, ever going to be at my biggest size because that is, even if you win a fight as a big dude, you're gassed out. So if this buddy jumps you, you're fucked. And it's because I was obsessed with MMA. I'm like, why do they get bone dry? Why do they get so skinny? And you want cardio. You want to be light on your feet and shit. And, yeah. And then that's when, the fights I was in.
Not only are you light on your feet, you also have much, much, much more stamina. You're able to last for, 15, 20 minutes instead of 3 minutes, right? Because 3 minutes, it's not really very reliable if you're trying to fight. It's true.
Because most of these fights are not me winning. It's like me winning, but I'm getting fucked up too. That's when I was like a 3-year doorman. And I moved into the senior position where it's like there's a head doorman and then an enforcer, co-head. Like I walk around, do this, do that, do this, and I'm roaming position. It's the worst position to be if you want. This is the position to get stabbed, right? Because you got to deal with every problem: the white gangsters, the black gangsters, the Somalis, and legit 3 to 4 years in bouncing, #1 most asked for bouncer. Every club who hated me. We'll pay you this much. You can get a cash out. You could do this. Some clubs would say I could sell in there. Just, we want you. It's the best fucking dude. Never got into fights. With my new confidence, never. At 4 years as an expert, everyone knew me. They just want to laugh. 2 guys are about to fight. We're trying to break it up. Like, you guys want pussy or you want to wrestle with each other? And the gangsters start laughing. They're like, it's whatever, bro. I was like perfect funny guy because as an antisocial guy, I never spoke. Then I had to pay my rent. Well, if you speak to the gangsters, they tip you 1,000. Hey, take my wife to the washroom, protect her, stay with her. Yeah, come in. If I make money speaking, I'll never shut the fuck up. If you don't pay me to speak, I'll be the most antisocial person you'll ever see. That's why this fucking girls are mad. Who is?
Right. So it's like very, very masculine, right? Because that's what testosterone does.
That? You said that they're, the moral of the story is, I've told these on my stream on fucking Logitech. I'm glad I'm doing it at higher production, but the moral of the story is everything I say sounds like I'm proud about that I did. But I have a twin. Never did drugs, none of that. Most successful, happy dude, friends, girlfriend, the best life.
Yep.
Imagine I followed his path.
Exactly. That's exactly good. Good that you said that. Good that you said that. That's exactly. That was, I mean, we already came to this conclusion like 14 minutes ago. But if you're still here, thank you. And yes, good that he said that.
This folk smoke a packet
He wants to cry.
a day. This is. Does it come off like I'm proud? Yes, behind you. Does it come off like I'm proud? Everyone who hears me, except my family members, is like, we know you're not proud. I'm proud. I'm free from it. I'm doing this. Now check this out. What was I saying? I asked you something.
You asked me if I don't believe that you haven't cheated, and I said no, I do believe that you wouldn't cheat.
What the fuck? Why?
You just give me the vibe of someone that if instead of cheating, you would just not get in a relationship. So if you were in a relationship, I just don't see you cheating.
I think I know what you mean. Lazy.
Disaster. Disaster. The Axe body spray. Oh, man. Okay. He looks like he's on something or off something. You can see in his eyes, they have that milky quality. There's something wrong. All right. We're going to end the video there. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit all the notifications. Drop me a donation like Hunter M, Adrian, Tom, and Bobby. Shoutouts to you, most recent Patreon subscriber. Buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Shoutouts to Curry Kid, most recent purchase of Strategist Guide to Seduction. Thank you. And by the way, if you're interested in a coaching session, because I recently have received an email about this, you can email me at theheliosblog@gmail.com, and sure, we'll book you in for a coaching session. Okay. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.